Hello Junior 4, today we're gonna study together our new reader for this term, which is Amir Takes Action. Our story is about a boy called Amir who lives in the village with his grandma. But before we start our story, let's be introduced to our new vocab in this reader. The first word we have, Junior 4, is biodegradable bag. What is a biodegradable bag? It's a kind of bags which is eco-friendly and doesn't cause any harm to the environment. For example, you can put this biodegradable bag in the garden and it will feed the plants. The next word we have is land. And land here, Junior 4, is a verb. So what is the meaning of land? To come down to the ground. For example, the plane will land at the airport. And then we have nest. A nest is a kind of home or shelter for birds and their eggs, which is made of hay. For example, birds have their babies in a nest. And then we have seagull. What is a seagull, Junior 4? A seagull is a kind of seabird. For example, seagulls live near the sea and eat fish. And then we have cloth. Of course, Junior 4, all of us know what the meaning of the word cloth. It's a piece of fabric. For example, you can wash this bag because it's made of cloth. The next word we have is laundry. What is laundry, Junior 4? When we put off our clothes, of course we need to wash them, so we call them laundry. For example, after you wash these things, put all the laundry out to dry in the sun. And then we have the word roof. A roof, Junior 4, it's at the top of any building. For example, look at the roof of that house. And the last word we have is a washing machine. Of course, when we put off our clothes, Junior 4, we need to wash them. So we have to use a washing machine to wash our clothes. For example, you can wash your clothes in a washing machine. So here are the new words that we have. And now let's start our story and see the action that Amir wants to take. Our story starts with Amir and his grandma in the kitchen, and Amir offers help to his grandma. Amir, can you check the washing machine? I think the wash is finished. Yes, it's finished, Grandma. I will take the clothes out for you. And now Amir took the laundry up to the roof. From there, he could see the beautiful Nile and the village below him. And now we can see Amir looking down to his village. Amir looked down. Trucks transported plastic bottles of water, and women carried their shopping home from the market in plastic bags. He could also see plastic bottles floating down the river. So all people, Junior 4, in the village use plastic in their daily life, like plastic bottles, plastic bags. Even he can see plastic bottles floating down the river. Now Amir is helping his grandma in the laundry, and Grandma said, "Let's hang up these clothes quickly. It's really hot up here tonight." Now Amir and his grandma saw a large seagull landed in a nest on top of the neighbor's building. "Look at the seagull, Grandma. She's so beautiful," said Amir. Grandma nodded her head. "Yes, she is," Grandma answered. "All nature is beautiful. We must respect it." Amir then noticed something horrible, which means something very bad. There was a plastic bag around the seagull's leg. "Oh no, she's in trouble," said Amir, which means that this seagull is in a very big problem. Amir's tablet was on the table where he sometimes does his homework in the evening. He picked it up and took a picture of the poor bird. Amir felt sad. Now we can see Amir is very sad because of what he have seen. Grandma saw how Amir was feeling. She put her arm around him. "It will be okay, Amir." "No, it won't. We have to do something to help. People are using too much plastic and it's harming the birds." So now Junior 4, we're gonna see how Amir started to take an action. That night, Amir sent the picture of the seagull to some of his friends from school. They were all very worried about the bird. "We need to help her." His friend Walid texted back, "But what we can do?" So now we can see Amir's friend started to think about a solution for this horrible problem and how they will help this seagull. So now let's see the first step for Amir of taking this action. Amir wanted to take action. He started researching on the internet and discovered that people use billions of plastic bags and bottles in Egypt every year. A lot of them end up in the Nile or the sea. So he sent a message to his friends. So let's now read the message and see what have he asked his friends for. "Hi everyone, we need to make a change. Let's meet after school tomorrow to have the first meeting of our new volunteer group, Save the River." So Amir decided to make a volunteer group and he called it Save the River. The next day, Amir, Walid, and some other friends met at Amir's house. They talked about different things that they could do. Amir took notes on his tablet. So let's see now the solution that Amir and his friends thought about. Use closed bags. We can give them to people at the market. Use biodegradable bags. Walid's dad can use them at his store. Clean up the river banks. Anisa's dad can ask the fishermen to help us. Contact children in other towns. Dalia can send emails to her cousins. And now Amir started to aware his grandma. Amir explained his ideas to his grandma. She volunteered to help. "I have some old cotton cloth, Amir. I can sew some shopping bags for you. Will that help?" "Yes, grandma. Thank you. That will help a lot." So now grandma decided to volunteer in this work. She decided to take part to help and to save the environment with them. And now we're gonna see how the other friends, Walid, Anisa, and Dalia, spread awareness among their families to help in solving this problem. Walid went to his dad's grocery store. "Dad, please help us. Let's stop using plastic bags in our store. We can use biodegradable ones instead." "Walid, why should we do that?" his father asked. Walid showed him Amir's picture of the seagull. His dad looked sad. "Okay, Walid, I will help you. We will start using these biodegradable bags. We must help the river." Anisa's dad works at the market. She showed him Amir's picture of the seagull and told him all about their plans. "I'll ask the fishermen to help us take the plastic out of the river. They will help us. The water is important for all of us," he said. Dalia sent emails to all her cousins. They lived in other villages around Egypt. "Dalia, this is a great idea," her cousin Mariam wrote back. "We will be happy to help in our village too." And now we can see Amir again on the roof after a couple of days. A couple days later, Amir went onto his grandma's roof to get her laundry. He saw the colorful cloth she was going to use to sew the cotton shopping bags. He started folding it and putting it in the laundry basket. So he started to wrap the clothes and putting them in the laundry basket, Junior 4. Then he saw the seagull in her nest. He remembered the plastic around her leg. Suddenly, 2 baby seagulls put their heads out of the nest. Amir smiled. He knew that he and his friends together could make a change. So finally, Junior 4, we can see the seagull and her 2 baby seagulls sitting in peace in their nest. And at this moment, Amir believed in himself that he really could make a change, which is of course a good change for his village and the environment.